Hi, and welcome to Storytime with Nana, and sometimes with Glow, who's right over there. Today we're going to be reading A Seed is a Promise. In every seed there's a promise that a new plant will grow. Well, where do seeds come from? How do they grow? This book is going to tell us. So this book is written by Claire Merrill with pictures by Susan Swan, and you can find it in Scholastic Ink. Okay, so inside we find pictures of fruits. You know a lot about seeds. When you eat an orange, you see little white seeds. You've seen the seeds of other fruits too. Apples, pears, melons, grapes. I'm sure you have as you've been eating. Have you eaten peas or lima beans for dinner? Peas and lima beans are seeds. They're the seeds of vegetables. Have you ever bought flower seed packets in the store or fed grass seed to a pet bird? Have you ever worn maple tree seeds on your nose? Well, no, not me, or played tea party with the seeds of an oak tree? Do you know what the seeds of an oak tree are? Acorns. They're acorns. Oh. Do you know where all those seeds come from? Well, they come from plants. And in every seed, there is a promise. The promise that a new plant will grow. If you know what kind of plant a seed comes from, then you know what it will grow into. A bean seed will grow into a bean plant. An orange seed will grow into an orange tree. But an orange seed will never grow into a lemon tree. How are seeds made? Most seeds begin inside flowers. Look at the center part of a flower. This is called a pistil. Right here. There's your pistil. Now look at the parts around the pistil. Those are the stamens. These yellow things right here are stamens. They make a yellow powder called pollen. A grain of pollen must reach an egg cell to make a seed. Makes sense? Some flowers use their own pollen to make seeds, but most flowers use the pollen of other flowers. Now I wonder how that happens. Well, bees and other insects carry pollen from flower to flower. You know, when you see a bee out in your garden and he's got yellow stuff on his legs, that's pollen. Wind blows pollen through the air. A grain of pollen lands on the pistil of a flower. The pollen grain grows a long tube down into the pistil and joins an egg cell, and a seed begins. Soon the flower starts to die. Its petals dry and fall. The flower dies, but inside the pistil, new seeds are growing. See how the bee carries everything? See, if you look really closely, you can see the yellow on his legs. As the seed grows, a pod or a fruit grows around them. The fruit protects the seeds. The fruit gets bigger and bigger, and it gets riper and riper, like this watermelon. The fruit breaks open. The seeds are ready to start new plants. Some seeds fall to the ground right next to the plant that made them. Other seeds travel. The seeds of violets and pansies shoot into the air. Milkweed and dandelion seeds ride silken strands into the wind. I bet you've seen those in the summertime too. Some seeds have sturdy wings that let them glide on the wind or float on the water. Some seeds travel with your help or even your dog's help. Their sharp little burrs hook onto clothing or fur. Not all of these seeds will grow into plants. Many things may go wrong. A seed may not land on good earth. It may land on a rock or in your house. A hungry bird or a squirrel may eat it. But almost every seed starts out with a chance to grow. You can find out why. Soak a lima bean in water overnight. In the morning, let your mother or father help you cut the seed in half. Inside, you will see a tiny baby plant. There is a tiny baby plant curled up tight in every seed. This tiny plant can grow into a big plant. And as long as the tiny plant stays alive, there is a chance that the seed can keep its promise even after a very long time. See that? You cut it open, and right there you find a little baby seed or plant. Here is a true story about some seeds that grew after a very, very long time. One day, in the cold north country of Canada, a miner was digging in the frozen earth. Deep down, he found some old animal burrows. Inside the burrows were some animal bones. Next to the bones were some tiny seeds. Oops. The miner took the bones and seeds. He showed them to some scientists. The scientists found out that the bones were the bones of little animals called lemmings. The bones were very, very old. Thousands and thousands of years ago, in prehistoric times, the lemmings must have stored the seeds for food. Yep. Everyone wondered, could such old seeds still grow? Had the earth acted like a freezer in your refrigerator? Had it kept the seeds from spoiling? The scientists put the seeds on special wet paper and waited. You can do the same thing with a wet paper towel, put your seeds on it, and leave it, and they'll sprout. That's what they call it when little plants start to come out. 2 days later, this is what they saw. Some of the seeds had kept their promise. They had sprouted after thousands and thousands of years. That is amazing. In time, the seeds grew into healthy plants. The plants grew flowers. The flowers made new seeds, each with a promise of its own. That's amazing. Maybe your mom and dad can help you grow a little plant. That would be neat. And to learn about that, just come back to this video. It'll tell you exactly how to do it. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.